Hey, it's Nicole with Fabrication Studio and Raise Your Shade. I wanted to share with you my two favorite top-down, bottom-up headrail systems. I offer them both. I use them both. I like them both. Not one is better than the other. They just have a little bit different characteristics, which allow you to have a little bit more options depending on your application. So I'm just going to share with you what I have found to be what the differences are. No pros and cons, just differences. This is the Coulisse. The Coulisse has a deeper headrail. It's 2 inches. The VAKO has a 1.5 inch headrail. The VAKO has a Velcro front profile, which allows you to mount a valance directly to that headrail if you want to. You can still attach this with brackets to a board if you want to attach your valance to a board. You can do the same thing with the Coulisse, but the Coulisse can also stand alone in that as itself, it's a very nice, clean looking headrail. The shade tucks up underneath this headrail so that you don't have a light gap. There are some people that fabric match, cover this with fabric and have it's very streamlined look. So that's a really nice option as well. The VAKO does not pull up tight enough so that you don't have a light gap, but you'd be using a valance with this particular application. They both operate from the same direction in that the top down is on your right and the bottom up is on your left. The first row of rings on the Coulisse is in 2.5 inches. On the VAKO, it's in 4 inches, which is not a problem because you're using ribs anyway, or you're using Susan's Woodcox's rib and buckram method, which is fabulous, by the way. So this is not a problem to have it come in that far. The other thing that I've noticed is that the chains hang from a different place. On the Coulisse, they hang directly down, and it means that your shade actually has to be fabricated a little bit narrower than your headrail in order for your chains to operate without getting hooked up. Because the VAKO chain is coming out from the side, your shade can actually be wider. So that is a difference in terms of how you want your finished look in your window. Let me see, what else is different? The internal operation on the VAKO, they use 1 cord spool per cord row. The Coulisse uses 2 cord spools per cord row. So what that means is that the Coulisse cannot go as narrow between rows as the VAKO. The VAKO their minimum size for a top-down bottom-up is 18 inches, and for the Coulisse it's 23 inches. You have a little bit more leeway for where you want to put your cord rows with the VAKO because there's only 1 spool. But they both operate in the same way. They both have a top down aluminum bar with the Velcro on it. So they look very much the same. They just have a little bit different characteristics, and it's really nice to know the differences because different applications require different headrail, and I hope that helps kind of sort out what the differences are.